Please tell me your name.
So my name is Laren.
Okay. And please tell me your roll number for this exam.
So my roll number is 309475.
Okay. So tell me something about yourself. Give a formal introduction.
So I have completed my graduation in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from Silicon Institute of Technology in 2016. Then I got an opportunity to work in Infosys as a senior systems engineer for 2 years. Then I started my civil service preparation, which is continuing till now. My areas of interest include I like cooking of Odia cuisines and have some interest in robotics. Also, I have some achievements in robotics, like I was a winner of RoboCombat event in IIT Kharagpur, IIT Bhubaneswar and BITS Pilani, Hyderabad.
Okay. This is your first interview?
Yes, sir.
First internal?
No, second internal.
Second internal.
Yes.
So this is, we will discuss your optionals.
Yes.
What are your optionals?
So geography and political science and international relation.
Okay, so you can take off the mask. So we'll start with political science then. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So who is your favorite Western political thinker?
So Machiavelli.
Machiavelli, okay. So tell me something about Machiavelli's works, what he has written in Prince, how it is relevant to the Indian context and why or who is called as the Indian Machiavelli.
So Machiavelli wrote Prince in regard to that time of the Italy. Actually, in that time of Italy, there is very chaos in the situation, and Machiavelli thought that Machiavelli thought the feudal lords and the church is responsible for the distribution of Italy. So he wanted to reunification of Italy. And in the Prince, he wrote about the next prince, who he want to be the prince and the king, and how he should maintain the relation with the public and also his administration. In Indian context, so actually I forgot who is called as Indian Machiavelli.
Okay, fine. Other ଆପଣ ପଢିଛନ୍ତି ତ ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ସବୁ ଲେଖି ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ତ ପାଠଟା? Okay. So tell me the political ideology that was followed by Marx and what he meant by historical and dialectical materialism.
So Marx basically a follower of revolutionary socialism or scientific socialism. He believed that the earlier socialist thinkers are not very exact about the scientific basis of the socialism. So he formulated the scientific basis of socialism and regarded as the true socialism. So socialist. So he started a new concept called Marxist philosophy. So in the Marxism, he propounded many kinds of method. Among them is historical materialism and historical materialism and dialectic methods. So in historical materialism, he focused on the history of the state, because previously Plato, Aristotle, they don't focus on the history of the state, they focus on the present scenario and the future optimistic scenario. But Marx decided that history is the most important factor to decide whether and how to react a ruler, how to react to his public and also his country. And so dialectics, I forgot that one.
Okay. Tell me something about power and hegemony and some of the theories associated with it, who has given those theories, etc.
So in international politics, power is basically in international politics, power is basically the authority. They mean for the authority. They want to rule the people. They want to show the highness above the poor ones. So in international politics, there are several thinkers like Pareto, Mosca, Gramsci has been provided various theories of power and hegemony. So starting from Pareto, he provided the elitist theory. He said that the elite are the ruling people and the poor people are the ruled ones. And secondly, Gramsci provided the hegemonic theory. Gramsci has some similarity with Marxism. So he wants to repeal the capitalist system and focus on the revolutionary socialism. So by that he will formulate some alliance or formulate some ideal and moral conspiracy through which will help him to make the ruler and provide it his hegemony, its hegemony over other countries.
Okay. So now coming to some Indian political thinkers, tell me about the political philosophy of M.N. Roy.
So I did not read that one. I cannot recall it.
M.N. Roy, you have not studied?
No, sir.
It's not a part of your syllabus?
Yes, it's part of syllabus, but
But you have not studied?
yes.
Radical humanism, have you heard this term?
Yes.
Radical humanism. Okay. Then what is secularism? What is a secular state? And is there a difference between the European form of secularism and the secularism we practice in India? Give some examples and you can compare both.
So secularism means looking at each religion equally. In Indian context, we actually mentioned secularism term in 42nd Amendment in 1976 explicitly, but implicitly it was present in our original constitution in Article 14, 15, 16 and also 25 to 28. So then Western and Indian context of secularism is called as the positive secularism, and Western concept of secularism is called as a negative secularism. Negative means the Western society wants to include religion. One did not want to include religion in the part of state politics, but in Indian context, we include the state politics and religion together. The Indian government is actively involved in the Indian religion part, but in Western sector, the church is a separate entity. Church did not interfere in the state politics, and also the politics did not interfere with church matters.
Okay.
So coming to, can I give examples? So examples like in Indian context, the recent Sabarimala issue is an example of Indian secularism. We involved in the Sabarimala issue, Supreme Court involved in that. So that's why is the Indian context, and but in Western context, church is a separate one. Church, the government did not interfere in the church matters.
Okay. So, is India a truly secular country? What is your opinion?
So in my opinion, India is a secular country, but there are some mischief or some examples of showing like the recent trend of changing of names in UP by UP government have shown some tendency towards the radical rightist to follow the Hinduism. But the government of India is united. We provide unity with diversity. We respect our secularism. We respect our all culture equally. So it's a true secular. But there are some cases of issues.
What is the meaning of secularism? All religions are treated equally.
Equally.
Is it true in India? All religions are treated equally.
Yes, sir.
Is it?
Yes.
So you follow which religion?
Hinduism.
Hinduism. Suppose your friend. So how many living wives can you have?
So
How many times you can marry?
So as per Hindu religion,
As per the law of the land.
so as
Keep aside religion. As per law of the land, how many times a Hindu man can marry?
so
Or have one. You can marry, but thing is that you will have only one living wife. Okay, that means polygamy is not allowed in Hinduism by law, by the acts, Hindu Marriage Act and all. Whereas suppose one of your friends is a Muslim, he has the right to have 4 living wives, right?
yes.
So still you will call India a secular country? This is one example. I can give 100 more.
So actually, India
Temples are controlled by the government. The funds of the temple are controlled by government. In certain states, the funds are diverted for non-temple purposes. But that same thing is not done for churches and for mosques and for other the praying places of other religions. But for the Hindus, it is done. How the Hindus will marry, and everything has been codified, which is not necessarily bad, but then exceptions have been given to other religions. So when we say that all religions are equal, okay, these are major exceptions. So still my question will be, still will you say that India is a secular country? Or maybe we have misinterpreted the meaning of secularism? What is your opinion? I'm just telling you some examples, showing you some examples. So now you need to decide and tell me. Still, if you believe that we are a truly secular country, if you say that, then give me some strong reasons for your position.
So still, I believe India is a strong secular because we provide Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and Sikhism as a part of Hinduism, and they have accepted the law of the land, that is Hinduism Act and Hindu Marriage Act 1955. But we did not codify the Muslim and Christian laws. We left them on their laws. We respect them, because if we interfere with their laws, so there may be some kind of discrepancies occur in the Indian context or Indian land. So, but there is a stability in their religion. There is not much more issue with their exception provided to them by the Hindus. So that's why we maintain a cordial relation. We maintain our diversity.
What has been the Supreme Court's recent observations on Uniform Civil Code? Supreme Court has said implement it, or Supreme Court has said no, you don't implement it because some sections will not be happy?
So right now, Supreme Court is not in favor of Supreme Court because it is not the right time to implement Uniform Civil Code. But the Law Commission has provided in some reports to apply Uniform Civil Code.
Supreme Court has multiple times it has said that as soon as possible this should be brought to light, UCC. Okay, recently also in 2021 they said that. Okay, how government will do it, that is on the government. But the courts, not today or last year, for decades they are saying the same thing. Okay, but it requires strong political will because it is there in the Constitution. Constitution in Article 44 itself advocates for that.
Yes.
Okay. And it is not about religion much, but it is about the rights, okay, of women of certain religion, okay, which they don't get the equal rights, especially to in inheritance and all. Okay. Whereas a Hindu having a boy and girl, both boy and girl will get the same share of property of the father, ancestral property, okay, of the father. That is not the case in some of the other religions. So the women of those religions are deprived, okay, from the property of their father. Okay. Anyway. So my question was on secularism. So, can you give me examples of any Muslim majority country that is secular, which does not have a state religion? India is a Hindu majority country, but it is a secular country. We don't have any state religion. Similarly, I am asking you, in the world, do you know of any Muslim majority country which does not have a state religion? There are countries. You just need to find the names.
So I think Belgium right now. I exactly don't know.
Belgium became it's not exactly a Muslim majority country, it's a European country, but of course due to the open migration policy, their demography has changed a lot, but still we can't say that, like it has happened in London, okay, but it's not Muslim majority as such. What I'm saying is, basically it's originally a Muslim majority, but still it is a secular country. There are examples, okay. Find out and tell me in the next interview. Okay. So now coming from secularism to another aspect of your political theory, okay, that is sharing of power, distribution of power. What is the relation between center and states in India in the present context? Can you elaborate the concept of cooperative federalism and competitive federalism?
Yes. So the cooperative federalism is initially inserted in our constitution originally. For example, the states are cooperating with the central government in all cases matter that are mentioned in the concurrent list and union list. And coming to cooperation, states are providing cooperation with the center in the all matters of law. For example, like the finance commission, financial distribution, and the state's law, the center's law on the union list, etc. But in the major example of cooperative federalism is GST law, Niti Aayog. These are the major example of cooperative federalism. Then competitive federalism. The Niti Aayog has created many competitive criteria. For example, they have started many schemes in which there is a horizontal competition among the states. So this will provide a competitive atmosphere. For example, like Swachh Sarvekshan Abhiyan, Swachh Bharat rankings, the states are competing among each other to maintain a better rank than the other state in case of cleanliness. So this is a case of competitive federalism. Also, we can state examples like which state will remove Naxalism first. Our Odisha is a better example for this. We are competing with each other to remove the Naxalism among our surrounding states.
Next optional is?
Geography.
Okay, so tell me something about Ravenstein's theory of migration. What are the major propositions that he gave? Have you studied it? Ravenstein's theory? Lee's theory?
No, sir.
No? Industrial locational theories, you know?
Yes.
So at least one you can tell me. Loche, Weber.
So Weber's industrial location theory. So can I think for a minute?
You can think. How many zones he divided it into?
So I'm actually a little bit confused about the Christaller and Christaller central place theory, and that is Weber's industrial location theory.
So with Christaller's theory you remember?
Yes, sir.
Then tell about Christaller's theory.
So Christaller's theory is all about the distribution of hierarchy and settlement system of an urban area. So it will provide the centrality of a system. It depends on two concepts: range of goods and threshold of goods. It depends, coming to range of goods, it depends on a man or a person how much kilometer will travel to avail that good. But in the threshold of good, threshold of central place, that is how many people or how many population is required to maintain a business in a particular place. Then in central place, they have also theoretically principle of centrality, principle of central place. Also, they have there are three principles, like they taken the administrative structure, they take the marketing structure, they take the transportation structure. In administrative structure, first is the marketing structure. It has depend on the market, so it's basically a triangular model. Triangular model means after the second hierarchy, the settlement include by multiplying 3. For example, 1, 2, 6, 18, 54, etc. Then coming to transportation model, it used the transportation line as the main key point. So it is act as a rectangular model. So the number 4 is multiplied with the second hierarchy number. For example, if k is 1, then 2, then 8, then 32, etc. Then in administrative structure, it uses as the administration and followed a hexagonal structure. So it is multiplied by 6 after the second hierarchy, 1, 2, 12, then 72, then etc.
Okay. So tell me something about your possibilism and determinism, and who are the major proponents of each, possibilism and determinism, geographical thought.
So determinism basically it's influenced by the environmental factor. Actually in determinism, the proponent said that environment is determined everything, man is a product of earth's surface, so we are determined by the environment, we cannot modify the environment. But in possibilism, there is a popular belief that there is nowhere opportunities but everywhere possibilities. Human is gifted by the environment, human can modify the environment, can use the environment according to its need, and can change the scenario for the needs of the human. That is the possibilism. So I forgot the proponent's name.
Okay. So in geography, tell me what is urban heat island and what are the problems associated with it or consequences of it.
So urban heat island is a concept arising due to the climate change, deforestation, more concretization, and widening of the land surface. So which impacted the overall insulation of the land. So due to its impact, the global warming is going on, keep on rising, then the insulation is increasing, then the green cover is decreasing. So overall the climate is changing suddenly. So this is the reason mainly for the torrential rainfall in a small time, so which will cost as a flash flood, etc. So we can give example of urban heat islands like the Uttarakhand's Dehradun part. So it has the rampant development makes it as a urban heat island. So that's why there is also migration occurring, people are becoming climate refugees, and also the rampant situation of landslides and glacial lake outburst floods are occurring there.
Okay. So can you tell me something about the binary star hypothesis or the origin of the Earth?
Yes. So binary star hypothesis is mainly based on the two gaseous clouds. They are rotating each other in one center After some time they will contact and blown up together. So after then there is a formation of cigar shaped cloud, or there from cigar shaped different clouds are formed. Then small planets are surrounding around the main star. And they will create many ripples of gravitational waves.
Okay. So let us go to Indian geography. These Indian coal deposits are basically from which geographical time?
So tertiary period. Tertiary.
Tertiary.
Yes.
Okay. Where do we find Gondwana coal in India?
So Gondwana coals are found in Dharwad region mainly.
Where is that? Which state?
So Chhattisgarh, then Maharashtra, southern Maharashtra, northern Telangana, that part.
What is the quality of this coal?
So a little more moisture content in their coal and more ash content.
Okay. So you have studied different classification of climates.
Yes, I studied, but
Hornets,
Köppen
classification, Köppens, Theodoras. So you have forgotten that.
Yes.
Okay. What is soil horizon and soil profile?
So it is the different layers of the soil, that is the stratification of soil.
Tell me, starting from the top layer, what is that called technically? What letter is associated with it?
O. So it's at AA, sir.
Okay. And what is O?
O is, so I think, organic part. So I forgot exactly, not remember.
Okay. Tell me some important landforms, okay, geography and important landforms which are formed by fluvial water or flowing water.
So flowing water creates both erosional and depositional landforms. Erosional landforms include river terrace, potholes, plunge pools, nick points, then waterfalls, gorge, etc. But in depositional landforms associated with fluvial landform is KM. Not KM. These are something valley called, I forgot that. And so also other landforms like delta, levee, etc. Natural levee.
Okay. So last question to you would be based on geography. Okay. That is, tell us something about the Mahanadi river system, and especially its right bank and left bank tributaries.
So Mahanadi river originates from the Sihava hills of Amarkantak plateau. It is an eastern flowing river and third longest river of the peninsular India. Its overall length is 825 km, and the right bank tributaries include Ib, Mand, Hasteo, Sevanath. Then left bank tributaries include Ong, Jong, Tel. It falls into the Bay of Bengal near the falls point of Paradip, creating a Mahanadi river delta.
That falls point is in Paradip or that side of Paradip, Kendrapada? Where is that? Lighthouse, falls point lighthouse.
I read that is near Paradip.
Near Paradip.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So that will be the end of the interview. Feedback है ठीक है मोस्ट जिनसे तो अपना कॉल कर ले ओके तो जस्ट खाली प्रैक्टिस करें एक्चुअल इंटरव्यू रे करंट पैटर्न हिसाब से देखिले मे बी दे विल नॉट आस्क यू इन डिटेल्स ओके अबाउट ऑप्शनल और दे मे आस्क जनरल
सर से जो मेन एवढा पचारे माने जो क्वांटिटेटिव रिवोल्यूशंस जो थॉट्स गुड़ा से गुड़ा
डिपेंड्स किए क्वेश्चन से कि राइट तो जब कि ज्योग्राफी वाला उसके पचारे पॉलिटिकल साइंस अच्छे ना सो पॉलिटिकल थ्योरी एंड दिस पॉलिटिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स ओके सेक्युलरिज्म हला कि जहाँ भी हो कम्युनलिज्म हला ठीक है सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशन हला तार टिके से माने आपण को इन डेप्थ आंसर चाहिए जो तो पॉलिटिकल थ्योरी आपण पढ़ी तो जहाँ भी आपण भी आंसर करू जंती सही हिसाब से भाग के आंसर करू ओके सो दैट इज द
ठीक है सर
तो नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू अपन को रहइबो करंट अफेयर्स स्ट्रेस आउट लीडरशिप एंड मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स सो लेक्सिकॉन जो बुकटा तार केस स्टडीज वाला देखि दिछन हां ता ऊपर किछि क्वेश्चन से विल डिस्कस
सर लीडरशिप रे कोन केमती क्वेश्चन रहबो
इज लीडरशिप क्वालिटी कोन लीडर सिचुएशन लीडर कोन करिवो कंटिजेंसी मैनेजमेंट कि वजह आप अपन कहउचंती क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट ये गुड़ा सब रहइबो
ठीक है सर
ओके
ओके